The Still Loading podcast is brought to you by the wonderful people on Patreon. Amazing people like Gilmer, Matt aka Stormageddon, Melissa S, Pib Extra, Kevin from the Bit by Bit Foundation, Stephen P, and Mr. Biscuits have all been wonderful enough to support the show over there. So if you would also like to get your name read at the beginning of an episode, along with a bunch of other goodies, go over to patreon.com/stillloadingpod and check out everything it has to offer. On this episode of Still Loading...
Too bad! I was saving this for a real emergency, like spaghetti without tomato sauce! Whoa!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of the Still Loading podcast. I'm your host, Josh Koval, and today's episode, we are bringing back the faucet freaks themselves, probably the most repeated insult that we've heard in this series. We are here today to talk about episode 9 of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. This episode, the live action segment is called Mamma Mia Mario, and the cartoon segment is the Great BMX Race. And I'm excited to break down this episode. This one is a little bit more of a wild one. Let's dive into it, though. And of course, though, I guess before we dive into it, I should actually introduce, the man, my right-hand man throughout this whole series, my co-host with the Mo-host, Dexter Morrill. Dex, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm the Luigi to your Mario.
You're the Luigina to Mario and Luigi's mommy.
Yeah, I'm the Aunt Luigina to
Luigina.
your Mama Mario. Oh, man. I have to say, before we even jump in, this feels the most like it was created by AI that I've ever seen. That just, buckle in, everybody.
That is a damning indictment of you, Tony Marino, the writer of this episode, and you, Dan Reba, the director of this episode, even though Dan has directed numerous other episodes. And has Tony ever written a previous episode?
I was going to say,
far?
Tony Marino might be an acronym for a computer system or something.
Tony Marino. That's what if he's like a mafia plant, Tony Soprano was like, I got to get in on this Mario stuff. Tony Marino is my pen name.
Yeah, this is what, even the title, Mamma Mia Mario and the Great BMX Race, both of those sound like, I don't know if they sound generated like, hey, computer, can you write an episode of Mario that also includes pop culture? Yeah,
I mean, everything includes pop culture in the Mario Super Show, though. Literally everything.
This is true. But yeah, we'll get into it. But everything from the sound clips, even the music in this episode, the delivery has to be on the first take on some of these voice clips. It's so bizarre.
There's also moments where it's like the vocal performance doesn't match up to the lips. There's a bizarre moment of silence at one point in the animated segment, which is just confusing at the least. It's crazy. But all right, let's jump into the episode now, Dex. We are going to talk about the live action segment, Mamma Mia Mario, which begins with Mario and Luigi being so happy with their bachelor lifestyle. Just two bros hanging out, eating probably week-old pizza that's never been refrigerated.
And playing Nintendo.
Are they actually? No, I didn't see them playing. Were they playing Nintendo?
Luigi's holding a Nintendo NES controller.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I just noticed that. he puts it down. Because it's not in most of the shots.
Yeah, it's like right below the camera. Like when they're talking to each other, you just kind of see the controller briefly when he lifts his hands, or when he gets up from the couch, he sets down the controller.
Mm-hmm. And I love how like he gets up though to answer the phone, and when he goes over to the table, it's covered with pizzas. Just covered, just sitting out in the open air.
Including one where he's like, I don't remember ordering a pizza with green mold on it.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Oh, God. So, listeners, you're going to find a lot of stuff in here where, like, Dex and I were texting off mic, and he's like, this episode is wild. I watched it like 3 times. And I'm like, I didn't have any time to watch it. I watched it once about an hour before we recorded. So, it's his memory's going to be a little bit sharper than mine is, because he got to watch some more stuff. But they get a call from Luigi and Mario's mama, their mama. And I love the audio version of her in this, because it's like the little chipmunk sounds, but the voice keeps going up in pitch every single time, no matter what. It just keeps going until right when the phone call's over. Then she goes and then hangs up. So it just keeps progressing. I thought that was kind of amusing. And then they clean up. They decide like, oh, we got to clean up for Mama. And I love this though, because
they lay out some leafy vegetables.
We
gotta clean up around. We gotta clean up around here and lay out some leafy vegetables.
What I love though about the little montage of them cleaning up, when after their mom leaves, they literally play that same montage in reverse to show them putting everything back where it was, like all the trash, everything.
Yeah. Now that she's gone, we could put our trash back out.
Just where we always like it, in the middle of the room.
Yep.
And they do this a couple times in this episode too, is that whoever's playing, like, so Luigi plays Aunt Luigina, Mario plays Mario and Luigi's mama, Lou Albano just in drag, and then Danny Wells in drag. And Lou Albano, they always have to leave. So like Mario's taking the trash out, and then when it cuts back, you see Mario's mom in, Captain Lou as Mario's mom.
Did you see Mario trip on the stairs on the way out with the trash?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Once again, like, leave it in. Not only will we leave it in, we're going to add a little laugh track.
I mean, there's a laugh track in everything and it's so unnecessary. I do find it funny though. So when Luigi opens the door for their mom, right?
Yeah.
On the door it says, Mario Brothers Plumbing, right? But it opens to a hallway that looks like for an apartment complex. Did you notice that? Like the wallpaper looks like something you would see in like a doctor's office from the 90s.
Yes, I was gonna say maybe it's like a waiting room in there or something.
They have to see their plumbing patients.
Yes, and I love that Mama Mario just has the same mustache too. Like, just leave the mustache.
They did not shave off. I mean, they did so little to cover Lou's mustache. Like, it's kind of covered.
Yeah.
It's so unnerving. It's really funny. Now, Dex, could you understand a single fucking word of anything Mama Mario says?
She was saying, you're supposed to, I told you to run, you need to run to come answer the door. She was complaining about, but yeah, that had to hurt Lou Albano's voice, like trying to speak high pitch. He was barely able to get any like coherent sounds out. But yeah, he's hitting Luigi like, I can't believe you made me wait out there so long. I told you to run. When I tell you to run, you run. That's all I could manage to understand.
I couldn't understand like half of it. It was so hard to understand because it was so quiet too. Like, Mario and Luigi was at a decent enough volume.
Oh, that was the other thing she said, or he said. Luigi was like, I did. I came as fast as I can. And Mama Mario was like, were you crawling on the floor?
It's such a wild thing. And the thing is, like, your parents will, parents will come to visit their kids periodically at their houses, and I get it, but I think it's amusing that I genuinely don't know why she showed up.
No, nope. Just came to
Was
see
it?
her
I mean,
boys.
like if it was just to say hi, that's totally fine. That's a norm, like parent. You do that. I totally get that. But it's not ever said. She just kind of shows up and berates them for like 10 minutes and then fucking leaves.
That's true. That's what mamas are for.
Not my mama.
That's what Mama Marios are for.
That's what Mama Marios are for. That's right. So that's the first part of the live action segment. Anything that I missed though, Dex?
No, that sounds about right. Pretty straightforward. I still love Mario eating an entire pizza by himself.
And then when Luigi walks over and it's very clearly like an actual, like either that or it's a rubber pizza or something like that, but it's so floppy over top of the phone.
Yes. Like, I'm just going to set this pizza here.
I honestly think that was a real pizza. The way it fell when he picked it up, like the way like the dough fell like around his hands and everything, it looked more real than not.
It was very authentic.
An authentic rubber pizza, maybe, I don't know. So then we go to the not the live action, I'm sorry, the animated segment, the Great BMX Race, and it opens with Plumber's Log. What number is it? 25. Plumber's Log 25. And I guess as a recap for those who don't know, we have so far had Plumber's Log 101, 2237, 1061, 437, 437, 106, 603, 442, and then 105 or 105, 11. So, and then 25 is the current one. So that's what we're up to so far. I have a couple notes from this one, Dex. Bowser's insults in this one. Pain in the drain plumbers. Faucet freaks, pedal pushing plumbers because they're riding bikes.
They're on the bike.
Mauser had one where he called them sewer saps, which I kind of liked.
Yeah, I liked that one too.
There wasn't really a direct weird food craving. Like, in the last episode, it was hot pepper pistachio ice cream. In this one, it is, he just wants pasta. And when they decide to do the bike race, Mario goes, we have a bike with pasta power. And I thought that was like, oh, it's not a food craving, but I'm like, it's kind of close enough because he's like pasta power. And then middle of the race, he stops at a place called the Pasta Pit to have 10 full meals of pasta.
Yes. Now that's what I call a meal. No, that's what I call 10 meals. Such a strange joke. That's what I mean. This episode is so weird.
And then there's two Luigi lines that I wrote down. They used to be Luigi excuses. Now they're just funny things that Luigi says, though he did actually have an excuse in this one. The first one I wrote down was when they're riding their bike. He goes, I'd feel better if I went back and got my stomach.
Yes, that was a good one.
And then the actual excuse, once they find out, a spoiler alert, the race is a sham, and we'll go over it in just a moment. But once they find out the race is a sham, Mario goes, it looks like we win by default. And Luigi goes, it's not my fault.
Oh, gosh. Instead of like fault, I get it.
So there was some amusing stuff in this for sure. But yeah, so the actual cartoon segment opens with Toad.
It's so absurd.
I was honestly laughing so hard at this, not because of what Toad was. Toad is basically doing acrobatics. Mario and Luigi are riding a bike, and Princess Toadstool and Toad are riding in the carriage, but the carriage is just a tub strapped to the back of their bike, like hooked to the back of their bike, and there's like wheels on the bottom of the tub. And Princess Toadstool is applauding Toad as Toad is standing on like the pipe that goes up for the shower head that's on the back of the tub. He's doing like acrobatics on it. He's spinning around like he's in the circus.
For
and
an
this goes on
a long time.
It is conservatively like 20 seconds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you think about just watching the same fucking animation for 20 seconds, that's an eternity. It's so much.
Especially
And
when there's not a lot going on other than wee.
there is literally no dialogue, just Toad laughing maniacally, and I adore it.
It's so uncomfortable. I thought that my video had glitched the first time I watched it. I was like, what? Did I do something? Did I hit like jump back 10 seconds? So funny.
It is very confusing because it just comes. There's no reason for it, and then while they're riding, all of a sudden, what's the fire thing's name? What's it called
Fry
again?
guy.
Fry guy. A fry guy is apparently a loan shark.
I know. That's what they never explained what the money is like. Why does Toad owe this Fry guy money?
Well, that's the thing. You find out at the end of the episode, the whole thing was a sham. The Fry guy wasn't a loan shark at all. It was just a ploy from Koopa to get the Mario Brothers in the BMX race.
But that's what I mean. Wouldn't they have noticed that from the beginning? Like, I don't owe you money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no. Why would Toad just be like? Toad must be the most gullible motherfucker in the world, because you could just walk up to him and be like, "Hey, you owe me money. Well, I guess I owe you money. How can I pay you?" You just have to tell him that. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, this episode feels like it was a pitch of, hey, kids like bikes. Why don't we have Mario in a bike race? Okay, cool. And then they had to actually animate it, and they're like, crap, did anyone actually write the episode?
I thought you were going to write it.
Yeah, that's what this episode feels like, and it's just all so stitched together last minute. Like, if animation could be improv'd, like, this is the closest thing to it.
Mm-hmm. It feels very much like that, man. It is a very nonsensical episode for sure.
Yeah, but Fry Guy is the one who gives them the idea also. Since you owe me money, there's a BMX race.
Now,
happens to be the amount of money you owe me.
Is there ever a moment where Fry Guy reveals himself as like just part of Koopa's plan, or does it not? Like, the way I found out was at the very end of the episode, and like when Toadstool tells them like Fry Guy wasn't really after Toad's money at all, he was just working for Koopa, and I'm like, when did this come out? Like, did they release it somewhat earlier? You know what I mean? Like, did they show it somewhat earlier and I just missed it?
I think that they had mentioned, I think that Koopa had said something about like, my plan is working or something like that. And I can't remember if he said anything to Fry Guy or not.
Okay. Well, Mario and Luigi do join the race, and they are wondering like, oh, maybe we're going to, we scared off the competition. No one else is coming. And then all of a sudden, Mouser, a Koopa, and Tri-Clyde show up riding various interesting looking bikes. And I love though they're standing at the start line, but because of the angle, the S is cut off, like, and it just says tart.
I noticed that too.
And like, I get it, but the angle of the sign, it doesn't look like the S could fit in the space that would be left over. So it just looks like a sign that says tart. It does not look like it had like. It doesn't look like it's saying start at all in any stretch of it.
Nope.
Which is amusing. So, but then, there's wide shots of it where you see where it fully shows start. But they all show up. This is also where, Sewer Saps comes in from Mouser. And I love how they're all, they're being responsible. They're wearing helmets and shoulder pads and all this other stuff. Tri-Clyde, though, has got like a breastplate on.
Yeah, he's gone full Mad Max here.
I mean, he doesn't have knees, so he can't wear knee pads, so he has to wear them across his chest.
There we go. I didn't think about that.
He just doesn't have, the poor man doesn't have knees. But then all the racers start laughing at the Mario Brothers, and Mouser literally laughs himself off of his own bike.
Is that what happened? I was trying to figure out why he fell off.
He's just laughing so hard he just falls off, and then you don't see him getting back on. It just cuts to like Mario and Luigi like riding off, and then the rest of them be like, "Oh, hey, they're ahead of us already," and then the race kicks off.
I see. Yeah, because it was so awkward. They're like, ha 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 ha, and it's clearly like separate clips of laughing put together.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, like you said, Mauser falls off, and I didn't realize that he was laughing so hard he fell off. He's laughing, and then he falls, and I was just like very confused. And Mario and Luigi take that opportunity to start the race while they're laughing.
And I love how Toadstool's like, man, there's no one that can stop Mario and Luigi now except for one person who could. And then she just pans. She's like, she's watching in like a view tower, right? There's like a tower overlooking the entire racetrack. And she's looking through her binoculars, and she just pans 5 feet to the right. And like, oh no,
oh no, there he is. Yes. The other thing was when they're up in that watchtower, I think she means Mario Brothers, but she's like, "Go Marios," and she says it plural.
I mean, if they're isn't canonically Mario's last name Mario?
Yeah.
So it'd be like, my last name's Koval. So if my brother and I did something, it'd be like, go Kovals. So it makes sense. Go Marios.
That's true. It stuck out to me.
Is silly. It's still silly. It's dumb.
There's a definite voice flub later on, though, that when they stop, I think it's when they go to the pit stop, Mario calls him Luigi.
I noted there's a lot of times when they kind of slur their words together.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, okay, but they're really like, this is all one take that they're doing for these, because he clearly said Luigi.
I noticed that too. There's another moment too where he misspoke, and I forget what it was for. But I love this though, because Toadstool's trying to get Mario's attention that, like, Koopa's on the track, Koopa's going to try to do something. Watch out. So they walk out to the middle of the road, and Mario and Luigi just blow by them, and they're like, oh, it's great to have a cheering section. I'm like, motherfucker, if someone's like walking in the middle of the road, like waving their hands, that's not a cheer. That's a cry for help.
Yes. And they were just saying how they were going 60 miles an hour too.
Willing to run over the love of his life to win a race. You got to respect the commitment.
It's true. All for a loan that didn't exist.
I love that they get so mad about that at the end of the cartoon too, where like they finally decide to fight back at the end. We'll get to it, but I find it really amusing how mad they got. Like, you tricked us for this. It was so mad, and it was really amusing to see how mad they got with it. But in the middle of the race, Mario sees the pasta pit and goes, oh, I know what I want to do. I'm going to go eat 10 times or 10 full meals of fucking pasta. Just because.
That goes well with a race.
It's not carbo loading as what
right.
I feel like. So I'm no fitness expert. I should actually ask my friend Jala, our mutual friend Jala, if carbo loading is even a fucking thing, because I heard the first time I ever heard that phrase is in D3 The Mighty Ducks. When Goldberg tries to give Julie the Cat Gaffney some health advice, because even though I'm not going to comment on Goldberg, that would be a little bit rude, but give her some advice to be like, hey, like, now that you're number one, you're going to need to take care of yourself more. So here's what I suggest, like, you see this thing right here, and it's like an eclair or some shit like that. He's like, it's packed with nutrients, carbo loading. And then she gets sick because she eats too much, and then I don't know what Goldberg's plan was, because like the moment that she gets sick, it's going to help for like one game, and then she'll be back to normal, know not to ever trust Goldberg again with that type of advice.
Right.
But it's just really it's just silly. Anyway, so who knows? Maybe Mario was carbo loading here, even though that makes no sense.
I assumed it was a plot by Koopa as well. But I think it's just a restaurant in the middle of this race, which clearly this is what Mario Kart World took from. Is where you could get food and change your outfit.
I love it.
Yeah. So Super Mario Super Show did it first.
But I feel like Nintendo is just always grabbing from unexpected sources, you know?
Yes. We also have another Mario Brothers did it first coming up here in this episode as well.
Oh,
The plot of the bad guys is to hide behind a rock at the top of a hill.
yes.
But the point of the race, I guess the race is to go up to the top of the hill and drive around the rock. It was unclear because the end above the rock at the top of the hill is just a cliff. So there's no way that the race is going to go over a cliff. So they decide to drive head on, like playing a game of chicken style with Mario going up the hill. It's unclear how this factors into the race, but they're going to basically drive them off the cliff is what the point is. And before they do, Mauser says, "It's turbo time," which absolutely is the progenitor for Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, it is.
It's one of my favorite annual movies to watch is Jingle All the Way.
I tried rewatching it, and it's a tough one for me to watch, but I should maybe try it again.
Oh my gosh, it is 90s it is so 90s. I quote it all year round.
Have you quoted it in front of me and I did not realize it?
I might have. One of the things, whenever there's baked goods, I always go, "Oh, your wife's cookies." With Phil Hartman, when he's got Arnold Schwarzenegger on the phone and he's trying to make him jealous. Like, "Oh,
that's
God,
really
your wife's
funny.
Cookies." Yes. Put the cookie down.
That is really fucking funny. Okay. So
Sorry, I got us way off track with Turbo Time.
no, it's okay. So yes, it does appear that the entire like ploy of this race is to have them go up to the top of a mountain just so that way the team can like ride straight and basically play chicken on the top of a cliff. And Mario and Luigi decide to fail at chicken and just drive off the side of the cliff. And the way they escape is Mario whips out a fucking plunger, not a euphemism, whips out a fucking plunger from his lunchbox on the front of his on the front of his bike. What's funny though, he swings it around like his, you know, like a bola or something like that. Excuse me. And what's amusing though is if you notice it, there's no plunger handle. It's just the end of the plunger tied to a string. But then when it launches off, you see the full plunger handle. And I would say conservatively throws it up like 70 feet in the air. Somehow
Yep.
Mario's got a fucking cannon for an arm and can throw it all the way up. And even though while he's falling down, so he has no leverage, and just throws it up and it sticks to the side of a rock, and he uses it as like a fulcrum to swing him and Luigi, or sorry, not a fulcrum, sorry. It catches them, and then he just pedals the bike up and somehow it acts as like a towing line type of thing.
Yes. And now you're making me want Nintendo to make an American football Mario game, saying that Mario has a cannon. Like, that would be awesome. They've done soccer, they've done baseball. I'm sorry, I keep derailing us. This episode is so crazy.
What? Wait, I'm so lost. How did that go with Mario Soccer?
Oh, I was just saying that you said Mario's got a cannon when he threw that plunger. And I was saying that makes me want a Mario American football game where he's like a quarterback. And
oh my God, and he's just throwing plungers?
Yeah, or something where, because they've got Mario Strikers, they've got Mario Olympics, they've got Mario everything, but they've never done American football.
Mario American football would be interesting. What would oh man, okay, we don't have time. We're under a time crunch. I really want to like flesh this out, but we actually have a hard out today. So okay. they get back and they just ride past the whole crew, and they're like, how did they get past us? And Toadstool and Toad were captured by Koopa and his minions, and I find it really funny the way that they're tied up is just with a snake.
Yeah.
Just with a why not rope? Why not anything more practical? I don't know. And believe it or not, the fact that it's a snake plays majorly into the way they escape,
That's
because
right.
Toad goes, well, if we wait for him to, on the times that he breathes out and loosens, we can wiggle out. And they're like, oh, that's a great idea. And then they just get out.
Yeah, because they noticed he fell asleep.
Even though while it's literally like both of them are like, Toadstool is literally pushing herself out while he's still breathing. So the entire strategy still doesn't make any
It's
sense.
pointless. Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to pull out pull out. You're supposed to, she's trying to get out when he's like when he's like constricted less from breathing. And the whole time she is pushing constantly, which I guess would make sense. Like, you don't just push for like the half a second that someone's breathing in or out or whatnot. But it still is just silly. It's just a really silly thing.
Definitely. Yeah, I just thought that was funny that worked. Like, he's sleeping. Now we can get out when he's breathing out.
The logic. Who would have guessed?
Okay.
And then all the Koopas notice that they're getting away, so they all try to go after them at once, and they all get stuck. Like, the three of them converge in a single, like, between two rocks, and they get stuck. And Koopa gets pissed off and just steps on them and walks over them and goes after Toadstool and Toad. And then Dexter. And then comes probably my favorite moment of the entire episode. Toad and Toadstool are are riding a bike. King Koopa tries to get after them and doesn't, misses, dives after them and misses. And it cuts back to Mario and Luigi, now well on their way to winning the race. Mario's just brushing his mustache.
Like you do.
Midway through the race. And the bad guys are behind him. Like, they're throwing, I think earlier they were throwing bombs and stuff at them. I think we glossed over that. That's fine though.
Yeah, that's what Bowser does. He throws bombs. So.
And Mario goes, I was saving this for an emergency. Pasta without any sauce. And he whips out a can of tomato sauce from his lunchbox.
So he had a plunger in there with his tomato sauce can. Like, you got food and a plunger in there? I don't know if that's very sanitary.
The man has his priorities. And they're in a can. No one can't hurt him.
True.
So it's so fucking funny. After this is when Mauser starts throwing bombs, and they're all throwing stuff at him. Mauser throws a bomb and they jump over it. The Koopa, I want to say, throws like a rock, and they duck under it. Yeah, Koopa throws a rock, they duck under, but the rock explodes, and it causes them, all the shards, to land on the track, so they all have flat tires. Koopa and Mauser show up, and Triclyde, and I actually missed this, and I realize they get on their bike with the flat tires and just start doing a burnout. Or no, sorry, donuts. They're doing donuts, kicking up a dust storm, and then they just fucking run away without the bike.
Yep.
And they find a vegetable patch in the middle of a desert.
This episode is so weird. It's so weird.
You know what, Dex? I'm actually thinking the thumbnail for this might have to be at 15 minutes and 48 seconds, where Mario and Luigi have like a really mad look on their face. I don't know if it's even possible to do it, but like they have a mad look on their face, and Luigi's got a giant fucking cucumber on his helmet.
I'll have to get to that part and see it.
Yeah, 15 minutes and 48 seconds. They found that garden, and they're like throwing produce at everybody. And that's how they win this fight. They just hide in the garden. They just start eating produce, like pickles and oranges and like cucumbers, and the Triclide and Koopa and Mouse are all going with like band-aids and like, oh, F this, guys, I'm going home. That's literally what they look like. They're just scared away by produce.
At least it's consistent with the second game, since that's what you throw is the vegetables.
You know what? You're right. But those are turnips, right?
True.
I didn't see any turnips. So that is that's a problem right there.
Yeah. Somebody better have been fired for that blunder.
So Toadstool then tells them, hey, this whole race, it was a sham. Koopa tricked you. And they go, what? And Koopa goes, there's always another chance for, there's always room for another race or another trick or something. I forget his exact line. But they're so pissed off. They're like, Mario's like, I wasted my emergency tomato sauce for this. He's just so mad and just chasing Koopa with produce and just pelting him with it. And that's how the animated segment ends.
Yeah. So I don't know. This episode is so patchwork to me. It's so strange.
It is a very odd episode. It's interesting because like I didn't hate it, but it wasn't my favorite of the Mario ones. I liked it more. I think I did not enjoy the last Mario one, the Love 'Em and Leave 'Em and the Real Elvis Please Shut Up thing.
Oh yeah,
I liked it more than that, but it still is like mainly just for seeing Captain Lou and Danny Wells in drag as their Captain Lou as his own mother and Danny Wells as his own aunt.
Yes, that was wonderful. Yeah, this one, like the live action stuff was definitely surprisingly made more sense than the animated one this week.
Well, with the exception of we still don't know why Mario's mom even showed up.
Yeah.
Like she's not even saying I wanted to see my boys. It was literally or not even like you never called me, so I had to come here to say hi type of thing. Like that would have made sense. And maybe she did say that, but I couldn't understand half of it.
Did you also know, are we back to the
yes,
live action?
We're back to the live action segment.
Did you notice that when Mario comes to the door that he at first is speaking with the high-pitched voice? He's like, Luigi! And then he actually goes back to like, we gotta do whatever. He actually starts talking normal again. And I was like, I wonder if Lou Albano forgot that he wasn't dressed up like Mama anymore.
One take, Lou. Yes. Captain One Take. Well, it's most likely. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they did all of this in one take as well. It's just as we saw, because there's a segment I forgot to mention about in. I think it's when Mario and Luigi are being chased by the bad guys, and it's usually like I want to say it's like 14 minutes in. Yeah, it's like 14 minutes in. All that is playing is music. And there's just this awkward amount of silence where they don't say anything, but their mouth is moving and you hear music.
Yeah, they had to have cut something out. And also, the music that is playing during a lot of the race is like certain recognizable Mario themes, but it's very discordant too. Like, like it sounds like even the person doing the music is like, this episode's weird. I'm going to do weird music.
It is extremely weird, to say the least. Yeah, a lot of this whole episode is just a little bit off. Like the music, the dialogue. Anyway, so it cuts to the Legend of Zelda teaser, and then you see Luigi and Mario talking to their mom as she says goodbye, and then she smacks Mario one last time for good measure.
Just one good smack.
That man had the look of like so much trauma in his eyes. Like, I've seen so much shit. I got smacked for no reason, or something
What's
like that.
What's the matter, you?
And then the cleaning up clip gets played in reverse, so they're putting all their trash back. And Luigi tells Mario that he sent Mama away with the reason Mama left is because she got a call saying she won a winning lottery ticket. She
Oh,
had a
that's
winning
right.
lottery ticket, and there's a knock on their door, Luigi goes, "That's probably Mama, probably finding out that she didn't actually get a winning ticket. I have to go out and buy a winning lottery ticket." And Luigi runs away, and then it cuts to Aunt Luigina, which shows Danny Wells in drag as Aunt Luigina, and that's how the episode ends. She
Yep.
just shows up, and next time do the Mario, and it's just him and Danny Wells in drag. Captain Lou is Mario and Danny Wells is Luigina, and it's amazing.
Yep. They do the Mario, and that's it.
And I loved at the very end, though, Danny Wells like slaps Mario in the face, like with his hat a little bit, or his purse, I guess. And it was very clearly like just having a little laugh at Lou, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah. No,
So
you could tell that there's real chemistry between those guys.
It's a bummer they've both passed. I would love to get one of them on the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have loved to have talked to like Captain Lou about like doing this, because like, he had his whole wrestling career, but I actually would have been more interested in this.
Yeah.
Like, what was it like to film this? I should see if I can find someone who worked on set,
That would be awesome.
Right? I might try to see do they have like the list of like camera operators or some shit like that? Like, I would love to see. I'm going to have to try to track that down. I want to see if I can figure that out.
Yeah.
Anyway, final thoughts though, Dex. We, this episode was a little bit different. Once again, I don't think it was the best one, but I enjoyed it more than last week's or 2 months ago now, I guess. Yeah. What did you think?
Yeah, maybe I'm too far removed from last week's, but this one was like the first episode where I was like, I don't think I could recommend this to anybody. This particular episode,
No.
Other than if you want to like eat something or drink something special beforehand, or to enhance what's going on. But even that might be dangerous to watch this while you're while you're inebriated in some way. But yeah, this one was so trippy to me from the get-go, of Toad swinging around on a shower that is connected to a tub with a princess inside of it, which is attached to a 2-person bicycle. Like, and it just goes on way too long. I was very like, I'm too sober for this. But I will say that I did like the Mama Mario stuff more than last week's. Mm-hmm. So at least the live action stuff salvaged it a little bit for me.
We should probably wrap this one up, Dex. I also, this episode, I'm kind of with you. You kind of need something to get through it.
Need some extra help.
It wasn't as bad as others, but still, it was interesting. So anyway,
we went on a journey for sure.
We for sure did. But that should do it for this episode of the Still Loading podcast. Thank you all so much for listening. Dex, of course, thank you for joining me. As per usual, my friend, where can the good people find you online, and anything you'd like to promote?
Nothing to promote right now, but definitely come hit me up on the social medias. You can find me just by searching my name, Dexter Morrill. You'll find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those fun things. And I'll be sharing stuff about old video games or stuff, animation like this, or, just hit me up.
Mm-hmm. As per usual, you can follow me on Blue Sky at stillloadingpodcast.com, on Instagram at stillloadingpod, also on Facebook at stillloadingpod, and on Twitch at stillloadingpod, where I stream whenever the hell I'm able to. You just got to follow me there to find out. If you want to support the show, the easiest way to do that is give it a 5-star rating review on whichever podcasting app you use. It does help more people find the show, and I would really appreciate it. And I'm just going to keep speaking high until someone maybe gives me a 5-star review. I'm Mama Mario. Hey.
Higher.
That's not going to get any more reviews for that, but that's okay. Who knows? Maybe the next review I get, I'll read it in a Mama Mario voice. Oh, thank you so much, or something like that. Anyway, it has to be a 5-star review. I would not do it for 1 star. Anyway, you can also support the show over on Patreon, though. Patreon.com/stillloadingpod. For as little as $1 a month, you get all the episodes a little bit earlier with better audio quality, along with patron voting rights, which help guide the direction of the show. For $3 a month, you get everything I mentioned previously, plus patron shoutouts, which you heard at the beginning of this episode. For $4 a month, you get all the stuff I mentioned before, plus 2 mini bonus episodes every single month. And for $5 a month, you get everything, all the previous tiers, plus access to my monthly movie podcast, which when this is coming out, yes, it is going to be it is still Family, my monthly Fast and Furious movie podcast, where all the guests who join me aren't just friends. They're family. But that's all over at Patreon at patreon.com/stillloadingpod. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, I would really appreciate the support. And that should do it. That's all the time I have for you on this episode of Still Loading. Thank you all for listening. Dex, thank you once again for joining me.
Absolutely. Always a blast.
And with all that said, listeners, do the Mario.